Get rich or die broke. This is a choice you have right now in wholesaling real estate. If you're looking to make the change you know you have to make this year, tonight's the night, today's the day that you make this choice. The truth is, you are going to have a big decision to make. Are you going to stay where you're at or make the change? Are you actually going to do the things that I'm telling you to do today to get you some money wholesaling houses, make the change, and get you rich in wholesaling real estate? The truth is, many people want to get filthy rich. Many right now. But ultimately, they die broke. They got no money. They can't do what they sought for themselves to do. And they wonder, why? Why I haven't gotten rich? Why not me, right? Oh, lucky for you to have all this money in cash and be successful, right? I get that a lot. Lucky for you. When the truth is the opportunity is in front of you. The opportunity is right in front of you right now to become successful. And so now we understand today that right now is our time. There will never be a time in history like wholesaling real estate like right now, where it's like it's the pirates. It's the pirate era, right? Anything goes. There's no crazy laws or anything. I don't think any crazy laws are going to be happening in the future. But what I mean by that is like anything goes, the Wild West, where any 18, 17, 16-year-old kid, heck, me 7 years ago at 17 years old, can just go pop off anywhere and make 20 grand in a month. No problem, quick and easy. Now, wholesaling real estate, and I am a broken record saying this, it is not a get rich quick scheme. It is a get rich quick hard work scheme where, yes, you can get rich quick. And that's usually what all the 18-year-olds hear about. And then they don't care about anything else. But the truth is, yes, you can get rich quick if you ... work hard. And so if you are watching this right now and you want to work hard, you can get rich very quick and make a ton of money very quickly. But there is one caveat here, one issue, one thing you have to understand. To do this, you are going to have to work hard. You're going to have to do things that you particularly don't want to do. And the main focus of why I'm speaking today is I could be chilling out, I don't know, doing whatever I do. But I'm deciding to have a little talk to you today and everyone watching this, because you need to break your generational curses. These curses that have been keeping you back in your life, in your family's life, and probably your grandparents' life and great-grandparents' life that's keeping you guys broke. It's there's this term called generational trauma, where if something bad happens to your great-grandparents, the grandparents feel it, and then the parents, and then they pass it off to the kids. And there's perpetual cycle of trauma and situations and all that. And this is for a multitude of things, but it's a newer term that's being going around. And the same thing happens with money habits. If you want to get your money advice from your parents and they have no money, and they got their advice from your grandparents, and they've never made any money, and they go to the great grandparents, they never made any money. What's the cycle of things going to happen to your kids? They're probably just going to be like you, not having any money. And so it takes just one person. If you break up any self-made man that has gotten rich wholesaling houses, real estate investing, heck, anything, entrepreneur, business, whatever, there's always that one man or woman that decided, I'm breaking this curse. I'm done. We ain't playing this game no more. And we're making a change. And this is what you have to do today. This is what you have to do to get rich wholesaling real estate. Now, wholesaling is not the cure all, end all, be all, everything here. And I want everyone to know that, right? The point is to make a ton of money in wholesaling so you can go put it into rentals, other assets, and have that work for you and do well. Same thing I do, right? It's a pretty simple game plan. Make a ton of money, pour that into things that pay me more money, preferably rental properties, and get rich. Become a millionaire, use a lot of tax write-offs, and do well in life, right? But the thing is, this all starts with a choice. It's not a rigged game. It's a game anyone can do. And so my first piece of advice for anyone watching this, and this is a statement that, any 17-year-old can watch this and get hyped up, jacked up, right? Yeah, I'm a pumped up man. And I get all that, right? Like I get so many people saying this, and it's always funny. It's always hilarious to me. You get all these people. But the honest truth here is I'll get anyone who's jacked up right now to get rich wholesaling. And I put them cold calling. And by hour 2.5, they're like, oh, they're not just jacked up, ready to go, because they didn't really have a why or reason to keep doing it, right? And the generational brokenness comes in, and don't do that hard thing, do the easy thing now, right? TikTok, social media, they're all on the social media, right? That's what they're telling you to do. And so what I can tell you is, by rich wholesalers, poor wholesalers, what is done in the dark will always be brought to the light. And what I mean by this isn't like a crazy philosophical quote. It's a quote you need to know about wholesaling, where I get people coming up to me all the time saying, Zach, I want to get rich. I'm going to be just like you. I want to be successful. And I'm always nice to anyone that says that, because I truly believe that they can. Anyone can do this, right? But the one thing I will tell you this, and this is always a scary thing. You can say anything you want. Anyone can. And they've done studies showing saying you're going to do something almost gives you as much dopamine as actually doing the thing. And so if you look at athletes, them saying they're going to win a championship or they're going to be a champion, the dopamine hit of just saying that is almost as much as when you actually do it. It's a crazy thing to say, but it's statistically, they can do brain scans and stuff like this. And the problem is people say, I'm going to make 20 grand a month wholesaling houses next month. And they keep saying it, right? They go on their phone and social media, I'm grinding, guys. Yeah. And if you're not a wholesaler, the best example is your homies posting about the gym. It's the gym pic after with the bicep thing. And they always post that. You don't know what they did though before that. Like, did they actually work hard, or did they just do a little workout, get a little pump in, and then post a picture, right? It doesn't mean anything, right? They're just showing that they participated, right? Here's the cool part. If these people that, let's say they all have the right diet, they don't take any steroids or anything stupid. If you get rid of those two, like external factors and genetics and all, just like the same people, let's use twins for identical twins as an example, right? They eat the same thing every day and they both went to the gym for an hour, but one guy's more jacked than the other. It was because that other person statistically probably worked out harder. It's just, that's how it works. And what I mean by this is, what you do when nobody's looking always gets shown to the light. Always. You could trick someone for a week. You can trick someone for a month. You can trick someone for a year. But you cannot trick someone for 5, 10, 15, 20 years that you're balling and you're rich in wholesaling. The truth is the amount of rental properties you own keeps going up. If you've been wholesaling and you're making millions of dollars and you own 0 rentals or assets or anything like that, like, it's shown you're not doing what you say you're doing. And so the truth here is, everyone says they're going to get rich. Everyone says they're going to become successful. Everyone says they're going to grind and do the things they need to be doing. But really, it's what you do when no one's watching you, the amount of marketing you're doing, the bandit signs you're putting out, the digital bandit signs you're putting out, the text you send every hour on the hour. It's just these little things that no one sees, but behind closed doors, you keep doing that over a large period of time will lead you to getting leads, wholesaling deals and contracts and checks. And then that gets brought to the light. It's always sexy posting that you're going to do something, but why don't we actually just do the thing and then post the results? And everyone focuses on the work and the grind and that culture, but it's all about doing the work, and the work will do it. The work will always show what the results will. And you can't be posting your 5 hours of cold calling. You just got to do the work. And frankly, nobody cares about the work you do in the dark. And that's the sad part. Kobe Bryant, right? Nobody cared about the 10,000 basketball practice shots he made. Frankly, no one cared. But when he made the game winner, and that was his 10,000th and one shot he made for the let's say for the year, then everyone cares. Because that him making that game-winning shot brought to light how many times he's tried that shot before. Um, it's insane. I love basketball. There's this example of Ray Allen did this game 6 against the San Antonio Spurs. I'll never forget it. He did a back step corner 3-pointer, tied the game, went to overtime. Heat won. They won the championship that year. Ray Allen went on record saying his teammates actually said this guy practiced this back fadeaway 3-pointer for like 15, 20 minutes after practice every single day for like 10 years straight. And he never tried it except for that one moment where he was able to actually do that. And then those hundreds of hours he's done led him to actually make that shot. And so it's done in the darkness will always be brought in the light. And so whenever I get somebody that says they're grinding, they're working hard, they're doing all this, what I'm trying to let you know is, yes, I get it. Like, go say you're grinding, but do the work. And the work will always, always be brought to the light of what you're doing. Just put in the work and the results will show. I didn't brag about any of the cold calling I did. I didn't brag about getting up at 4:30, 5 a.m., doing my bandit sign runs. Never bragged about the trying for dollars, reverse trying for dollars. It was never about that. It was using that to get filthy rich. Because I don't really care what anyone has to think about me. And so do the work when literally do the work when nobody's looking. And then get the results that nobody else can by doing the work that no one else is doing. And so when you're working when nobody's looking, you're going to get results that nobody else can do. Another quote, I love Inky Johnson. I'm a broken record with this guy. But he has a good quote about this. It's probably the most truthful quote on my trying for dollars on the third hour, putting sticky notes out. Inky Johnson said this quote that always rung true to me. He said, "To get results that others won't, you have to do what others don't." And actually, no, screw that up. To get results that others won't, you have to do what others don't. And what this basically means is you have to do what other people aren't willing to do to get results that they won't even be able to dream of or achieve. And so, yes, cold calling 3, 4, 5 hours a day seems insane to me. But the amount of money I was making was insane compared to all the other guys cold calling an hour or two a day. I was making 3 or 4x more than them because I was willing to do the extra mile that goes way farther than they can even imagine. And there's a secret why this actually yields wholesaling results, actually yields cash, money, and results for you. Okay. There's actually a scientific thing on this, but you got to just look at the statistics. Okay. Rich wholesalers do the same thing. Us wholesalers that make a lot of money, we pretty much do the same thing over and over again. Our origin stories are very similar. And even though wholesalers that quit, they quit because it gets too hard for them. Because when it comes down to doing things they don't want to do, it gets too much, too overwhelming, and they just give up. So what do rich wholesalers do that actually get them results? They do the things that they don't want to do daily. Let me repeat myself. Rich wholesalers do the things that they don't want to do daily. Think about that. If you're wholesaling houses right now, you have this little voice in the back of your mind that says, "Ooh, I don't want to do that." Or, when it comes time to do taxes, your brain automatically goes to, "Oh, we got to do laundry instead of taxes. Oh, we got to do the lawn," because your brain is subconsciously telling yourself to do things that you don't want to do. Your brain is telling you things subconsciously that you shouldn't be doing or you don't feel like doing, but because it's a lot less work than the thing you actually need to be doing, that it kind of tricks you into this. And it's this little muscle in the brain. I don't know there's a scientific term for this one. I think it's in the hippocampus in the brain. I was reading a study on this, but it's this, I don't want to do this muscle, but I do it anyway, kind of muscle in the brain. Or it's this thing in your brain that kind of governs you or stops you from doing the things you don't want to do. And they find Navy SEALs actually have the largest like part of this in their brain. It's kind of funny looking at it, but it's kind of this. It's not a muscle, but it's a part of the brain that helps you push past your natural barrier of when to do things. And so statistically, most people will not jump in a cold ice bath. There's a thing in the brain basically telling them that's going to hurt. No. And the more you do it, the more you're willing to do hard things. Marathon runners do this. People who are crazy athletes can do this, right? Just push past the point where most people quit, right? A lot of it's for mental stuff too, like working hours and hours. And the best example of this I can tell you is cold calling 5 hours a day. That's probably one of those brutal things I've ever done. And I know it doesn't sound brutal, but trust me, it is. And when it comes time for me to hire a VA, when I've hired VAs, I understood how hard it was. But if you bring a guy that cold calls 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for a year straight, like I was doing, and then you tell that guy, okay, well, for this week, I want you to cold call 3 hours a day, 5 days a week for a year straight. I'm going to be like, oh, easy, perfect, awesome. Oh, this is a breeze. Oh my gosh, this is barely any work, man. And I'm chilling, I'm relaxing, I'm having the time of my life. Now, if you brought a guy that was only used to cold calling 1 hour a day, 5 days a week for a year straight, and tell him to cold call 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, he is going to be crying. He's going to be, oh, this is so difficult. Oh, I need a break. Oh, this is such a hard day, right? Because their baseline of what hard work is completely screwed up. Like it's completely like flawed of what is hard work. And it's just that thing in the brain of what is normal work. And this is why when you see a lot of, how do I say this in the best way? People my generation that are used to working as what's an easy job? I don't know. Being a guru? I don't know. And you have to start actually wholesaling houses and it seems difficult and you complain. That's usually it, right? Oh, it's so hard to close sellers. I hear gurus say that all the time because you haven't closed a seller in 3 years and now you actually have to go back into it. It's tough for you. Or, you got people like my age that, they're 20, 23 and they work part-time as a barista, 20 hours a week. And they get off an 8-hour shift and they think that they just went through, an 8-hour tile. They're laying tile and grout work for 8 hours and they're pretending like they're doing that. Like you ain't working hard. Unless you've been on a roof in the hot sun for 8 hours straight, you don't know what hard work is, right? Unless you're a truck driver, a nurse, a doctor, you're on your feet for 8 hours doing crazy, crazy mental and physically strenuous stuff. You don't know what hard work is, right? And there's a lot of people and I like to pick on people my age because a lot of these people work 15, 20 hours a week and think they are the craziest workers of all time. And then you get the real men and women out here that actually do hard work all day. And it's a joke. And the truth is it's this muscle in their brain that like get past the point of actually what's hard, that little base. You got to push past that, right? That's why I like wholesaling real estate because the more times you do things you don't want to do, it usually makes you better. And usually doing stuff like that has lots of benefits. And so, going in a cold shower, that's a lot of mental strength benefits. And so when it comes to mile 16 of the marathon, you're good to go, right? And I haven't seen big improvement. When I trained and did a full entire 62.2 mile marathon, didn't quit. It was very, very good for me because doing that and then working was a joke because one thing just felt so much physically tougher than the other. And I hate to say it, and it sounds stupid to say, but like me cold calling all that time and running, like it was easy. Because if I could cold call for 5 hours, it's like on hour 4, I'm like, well, I'm not out of breath running. Like I can keep going. And then when I'm like running, it's like I'm not cold calling like for 5 hours. There's only an hour or 2 or 3 hours of running. If I was doing like a half marathon, it's like it's not hard at all. And so what I've always found is when you do things you don't want to do in wholesaling, they always lead to you making more money. It's kind of funny, but it's absolutely true. And the problem is in wholesaling too, we have these governors in our brain where it's like, oh, cold calling is really tough. but you're used to sitting down for 8 hours behind a desk and doing customer service. And that was fine for you. But sitting down and cold calling for 2 hours is tougher than that, apparently. No, it's not. It really isn't. Get a nice chair, get a little headset, 40, $50 on Amazon, click the dialer button, and just get calling. That is way easier than a customer service job making $10 an hour when you're making 15 grand a month doing this. Duh, right? And so doing things you don't want to do is going to make you better. Think about it. Statistically, let's go down a list here of things that most people don't want to do. Okay? Think about this for a second. All right? Doing things you don't want to do. Number one, cold calling. That's the number one thing I found most people do not want to do. Why? Because people say mean things to you, because you have to sit down, you have to work hard, because it's hard work, you don't want to do it. But it's the best way to gain skills talking to sellers. It's the best way to get in front of leads quick. And frankly, if I can say my truth here, if you don't have $2,000 to spend a month, this is one of your few hopes you have to get rich wholesaling. I see every guru and their mom telling you have to drop 3, 4, 5 grand a month in marketing so you don't have to. They'll talk crap on cold calling, but they'll tell you have to drop 3 grand a month in marketing. So for the average human being that can't drop 3 grand a month in marketing, which majority of people watching this probably are, cold calling is one of your best bets. But the problem is you don't want to do that. Well, do you have 3 grand? I don't have 3 grand. So it's like, what do you want? It's like, I want to eat like crap. I want to eat 7,000 calories a day of burgers, pizza, and milkshakes. And I also want a 6-pack. And I also want to get that 6-pack in less than a week. It's like, we can go down the line here. Like, the math ain't adding up, bro. So you got to make some decisions here. What are you willing to do to sacrifice to get rich? Think about the next one, following up. A lot of you wholesalers have issues following up their motivated sellers. Why? What's the standard line for following up? Hey, Mr. Seller, just checking in, seeing what's going on. Are you still looking to sell the property? No? Okay. Oh, you are? Well, what's a good time for me to come by and see the house? Simple as that. I go, was that? Oh, that's so difficult. No. Cold calling, same thing. Like, hey, is this the owner of the property? Or are you looking to sell the property? Yes or no? Yes, MCTP. Let me talk to my partner about this. Let me give you a call back. I've done it so many times in my head. It's a joke. It's hilarious to me. Like, does a basketball player get scared? An NBA player when he gets the ball? No, he's not. I have the ball. Oh no! Or is he like on the bench, like, oh my gosh, what if I get the ball and I have to shoot it? No, they love basketball. It's fun to them. Might be work. That's the thing, right? Here's the cool part. We're not NBA players. Some of you, oh, I wish I was an NBA player. No, because when you're 34, you're done making money the rest of your life. That's sad. You could be 65 making more money than you ever have. Come on. Talk about pulling hard lists, pulling the probate list, pulling the water shutoff list, pulling the fire damage property list, right? I'm telling you guys, most people don't want to be pulling these type of lists because it's harder than usual. Just you can't, you know why they think it's hard? Because they're used to using PropStream, Batch Leads, DMZack.com, right? And clicking a button and getting all the lists in front of them. And what I always say about this is if it's easy to pull the list, the results are going to be hard. And so if the list is hard to pull, the results are going to be easy. That's it, right? I hate to tell you, but that's the honest dang truth. And so you have to choose what your hard's going to be. Do you want the hardness to be on the back end when you're calling and everyone says, oh, you're the 10th guy to call me? Or do you want the hardness to be when you're trying to pull the list and it's so difficult and you call and you follow up and they say no and you keep going, you go to the manager and you go and go. Then finally get the list, you skip trace it with DMZack.com, get the unlimited skip tracing, and then boom, you call all these leads and no one's called them. And you get wholesaling deals and the results are easy. Just choose your hard. One at the end of the day makes you a ton of money, one doesn't. Now, yes, cold calling vacants, high equities from like listerary.com, zachdata.com. They'll yield results if you do a large enough volume. But I would say pull the hard list first and then do the paid list when you're trying to expand a little more. Pulling hard lists, most people aren't willing to do it. Let's talk about daily struggle. One of the biggest struggles in wholesaling is just showing up and doing what you got to do. Not even like cold calling, right? Like just showing up and deciding you're going to at least do something today. That's the hard. Consistency is the hardest part by far for anyone doing this. And now consistency in wholesaling, right? It's not hard to do it for the day. It's not even hard to do it every day for a week. It's not even that difficult, really, to do it every single day for a month. But to do it every single day for a year, that's when it's difficult. Just like the gym. It's easy to go to the gym for a day. It's easy to go to the gym for 2 days. And maybe on the 4th day, when Aunt Shirley comes home with a peach cobbler and says, "Oh, why don't we sit down and watch The Bachelor together?" Like, seriously. And then you're like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll skip the gym." Yeah, you're fine. You've been working hard. And then you quit that day, and then you don't go the next day, and then you stop going overall because you don't make it a priority. Just the daily struggle of life sometimes for people. I get it. But the daily struggle of just showing up every single day, that's what you have to be doing right now to get successful and get rich, right? Talking to cash buyers. How many people out here talk to cash buyers on a weekly basis? Probably not enough. I know for a fact most of y'all aren't doing that. When it comes down to selling a deal and you only make 10 grand, we could have made 15, 20. It's ultimately up to you, dog. It's all you. Heck, what are the amount of people that have been through all of wholesaling.com? Let's talk about that for a second, right? My free real estate wholesaling course, I could charge 5, 6, 7 grand for it and get people paying daily on this, but I give it to you guys for free. And you come to me and you have a little conversation with me, right? And you talk about how, "Oh, well, it's free, so I didn't really thought I had to go through it. I thought I had to go through some expensive program." Now, like, guys, let me know, right? Like, should I charge 5 grand to go through the wholesaling course? Like, you tell me, because I can go pay a documentary guy to bring a super, super extremely fancy camera, and I can pay an editor. I mean, I got about 4 of them right now. I could just pay them a little extra and do a crazy edited special, like, you know how they have those like masterclass type guys, and I can do that and make the production quality crazy and then charge you 5 grand and then like do it. Would that make you go through the course? Just like, I mean, you guys let me know. Like, let me know. Like, I'm super curious, what's going to make you go through the entire course? Because it shows you everything you need to know. But the problem is, a large portion of you will go in the comments or go to Wholesaling Analysis for Real and say, "How do I get started in wholesaling?" You'll watch this entire video, see freewholesaling.com on the bottom here, and not go through the entire course. Or you'll hop on and you'll go on one of the one-on-ones I have, and then you'll go out here and say, "Zach, what do I say to a seller when they ask me what's my offer?" It's like, bro, you'll sit behind the backstage on one of my live streams for 45 minutes waiting there like this, right? And you won't even have a pen or paper out, and you'll wait. I'll put you up. You asked your question. And during that time, you could have gone to freewholesaling.com, clicked the acquisitions module, popped up the objections script that you could have literally just watched, where I break down every single objection you're going to get in wholesaling real estate, shown how I actually answered it, put that on pen and paper, but you choose to ask me something that is already in the course. It's crazy to me. But the amount of people that aren't doing it, it's sad. So like, should I charge 5 grand for it? or should I just still give it out for free? Spoiler, it's always going to be free. Sorry, it's a free wholesaling course. Sorry, guys. I'll literally give it out for free. But what I'm just saying is just take advantage of it. Okay. Like literally, I pay tens of thousands of dollars a month to have that course up with hundreds of thousands of daily people logging in, and the data, the cost of the servers for the amount of data on 4K video for hundreds of thousands of people. And these videos are hours long. It's insane, the cost that I spend just so you can go watch it and learn how to wholesale houses. It's crazy to me, but it's ultimately up to you what you want to do. Like literally just go through wholesaling.com. It's a free wholesaling course. I'll show you how to do it step by step. And the next part's asking questions. Now, I didn't say the last part because I'm clowning people for asking questions, but ask me questions. But go through the wholesaling course first and give me some respect of my time, and then ask me a question. My favorite questions are, Zach, I have a deal. This is the situation. It's like a divorce, probate, pre-foreclosure. There's an auction in 4 days in South Carolina. What do I do? And I can use my unique experience wholesaling around the country and give you an answer. But the problem is you're going to have to, what do I say when I cold call? I'm getting no results cold calling. Well, what script do you have? Oh, I'm using this guru script. Oh, so you're listening to a broke guy on how to make money wholesaling. Smart. It's like having a fat personal trainer. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? You listen to a fat guy and a personal trainer, you're probably going to be like him. I'm not saying anything bad about that. I'm just stating the obvious, right? It's like it's like asking me for, tennis advice. Like, what do you think I'm going to do if I'm your tennis coach? I don't know how to play tennis. It ain't going to do well. All right. Like you're going to be terrible. You literally asked me to give you a lesson in how to speak Portuguese. Like, it ain't going to help. I don't know Portuguese. You listen to Broke Wholesaler, you're going to be broke. Ask questions though, but go through the course, learn the rules of the game, and you'll do well. Contracts are at wholesaling.com, all the info you need. And so what you need to know here is you already know what to do. Go out and do it. You know you need a cold call. You know you need to text blast sellers. You know you need to drive for dollars and reverse drive for dollars and do all these methods. Or heck, if you have a couple grand, get some VAs, get a dialer, right? Send some direct mail out, right? Like, don't do the stupid stuff that the gurus are trying to push you to do. Just simply do the work. The wholesaling course is there. In that course, I have 4 or 5 different blueprint guides on what to do. In that course, I show you how to pull government lists. Like, I have it all in there. And so if, frankly, and this is always controversial statements, I love doing this, but this is on my personal YouTube channel, so I can say whatever I stinking want. If you're too stupid to hear me say freewholesaling.com, put it on the screen a bunch of times, and you still don't know how to go to a computer and write freewholesaling.com, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to send over a contract to a title company over email. It's going to get very difficult for you to pull a government list online. If you don't know how to go type in literally freewholesaling.com, like I'm going to put it on here again. If you don't know how to type freewholesaling.com onto a computer, it's going to be very difficult for you to learn how to skip trace motivated sellers online on a computer. So the truth is, like, either you get rich or you die broke. And a lot of people, I'm not tech. This is my favorite one. I'm not tech savvy. Well, you're not making money savvy then. And so there's plenty of programs at libraries teach you how to use computers. Do not make that an excuse. It's like if you were born in the 1800s, 1884. Oh, I'm 27. I ain't going to learn how to drive a car. I'm good with my horse. It's a plane. I'd never get in a plane. We have trains. That's literally what you sound like. It's like, I ain't going to use none of them cell phones. Like that. It's literally what you guys sound like. That people used to say that books were for lazy people because, you don't want to talk about, or you can't memorize stories. You have to write it in a book. Oh, you're a lazy bum. Then guess what happened when the radio came? Oh, you're too lazy to read. TV came. You're too lazy to actually go watch television, right? And then streaming came. They said it's always perpetual. You got to learn how to use the internet. If you're serious about making some money wholesaling, you got to do the work. Guys, I don't give out this information for free for you to go squander this opportunity. Like, frankly, sometimes I get asked all the time, Zach, you should just hoard this information for yourself, only keep it to you, and then just make more money wholesaling. I could have done that. I decided I want to JV with people, literally give all the information out, and some of you guys send me deals at sellmypaper.com and we make money. Good enough. It's ultimately up to you. Guys, if you have a deal you want to send to me, I am always looking to JV. So literally just go to sellmypaper.com below. So right here, sellmypaper.com, JV with me, and we'll do wholesaling deals together. But if not, just go to freewholesaling.com and learn how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free, ready to go, get rich wholesaling houses. And so I know I get really animated sometimes, but nothing gets me not mad, but I get ticked off that I try to help as many people learn wholesaling for free. And I still get people daily being like, oh, what do I do? Right? I can go on my phone right now and show you my DMs on Instagram. Let's go pop up the DMs today. And it's hilarious. People really like being spoon fed. Like if you go to Flip with Zach is my Instagram, right? And I say I teach wholesaling for free. And on the bottom it says subscribe to my YouTube channel for value, right? And some of you guys are from Instagram watching this, right? And you're seeing me talk on this live stream, go to wholesaling.com, right? And if I go to my messages, my number one is I go to my message requests. I say, show me how to get rich. How do I start? Hey man, like your stuff. How do I start? What do I do if I have no money? All these things. How do I cold call? A lot of stuff's really nice too, but like, can you teach me? Let's see here. I'm trying to sign up, right? Hey Zach, I'm a huge fan. What do I do? Blah blah blah. Teach me. Ooh, some hate messages. They were very cute. A lot of them are saying, teach me, teach me, teach me, teach me, teach me. It's like, you already see freewholesaling.com. I don't know what I can do to help you out. It's all in there. Decide to get rich and make a bunch of money wholesaling houses. So let me answer some questions, help you guys out. Obviously, I'm here to help you guys out. Let's see. If you want to hop on, let me get a StreamYard link out for everyone so anyone can talk to me absolutely for free one-on-one. Here's the StreamYard link. FYI, I don't know who's going to hop on. I just literally posted it publicly so anyone can just have a conversation with me and I can help them out in wholesaling. I literally do that too. I'll do free one-on-one coaching calls because why not? I'm here to help as many people as possible. The truth is you got to do the work. You got to do the effort. You got to get rich. So if Faith says, thank you for making the course free. Course is always going to be free, right? But if I say, oh, maybe I'll charge for it, people, and then they start actually like caring about it. It's crazy to me. Lordy. JW says, skip trace costs you 9 cents per record. 45 cents, you're paying 5 times more. You have multiple mail. Yeah, no. DMZach.com, if you want to use that for your skip trace, that's going to be your best one to do. You just pay for the month. You get the Drawing for Dollars app. You get the unlimited free skips. You're good to go. So I'll tell anyone skip tracing, bang for your buck, go do that. All right, let's see here. So yes, we got the StreamYard link if anyone wants to hop on talk. Let's answer some questions here. Let's see. Brady's got to go in. Talking is easy. Talking to the right people is key. Hands down, I completely agree with that. Let's see what other talks we got here. Let's see. Whose brokenness made you mad today? Oh, yeah. This is honestly a true question. You know whose brokenness made me mad today? I got one ad yesterday from a person. he's trying to charge $8,000 for a wholesaling course. And that person got asked, why do you give out free, why are you charging? He said, or she said, I'm just trying to spread the word and make an impact on people's lives. I'm like, well, you could have just given this info for free. Why do you have to charge for it? Oh, I charge to make impact. It's a broke person right there. So that's whose brokenness made me mad today. Just saying my truths. Let's see here. What's up? New to wholesaling. Love to see it. Let's see. Awesome. So Tyler says, how do I get my contracts reviewed by a title company without paying? That one's actually pretty simple and easy to do. All you really have to do is just send them to you. Say, hey, can you go over my contract? And they'll usually go over it. All right, we got Skylar. What is up, man? Hello? Skylar. All right, Skylar. Let's play a game. I'll give you 5 seconds to talk. All right. Bye, Skylar. Hello? All right. See you, buddy. All right. So if you're nervous to talk, that's all fine. If you're scared to talk to me, you're going to be too scared to make some money in wholesaling. I just being honest. Okay, there we go, Victor, making 12 grand Facebook. Let's go. I like to see that. Woo! That's money right there. Money in the bank. Let's see here. Jiu-Jitsu says, Zach, seller found out we're wholesaling his house. Can he back out of escrow already opened? I mean, anyone could technically back out, right? I mean, you can't force someone to go close with you. I'll tell you that. All right. No one can force you to go out here and close with them, right? They still have to physically sign their deed over. All right. I do want you guys to understand that. The issue here arises, though, when you do things to make them end. So how they found out you're wholesaling is beyond me. They should still be able to have you do it. But like, I just wait. And so I would say probably you're going to get caught. If they catch you, they're probably not going to go through. Maybe they will. It just depends. But I need more information. Shout out to Myers, went through it all and thinking of going through it a second time. Awesome, man. Love to see it. It's the guru conditioning, telling you have to pay for things. I agree 100% here. 8 hours of drawing for dollars. Oh, Lord, that's a lot. Wow. I love seeing people work hard here. Awesome. Let's see. Sold to a wholesaling company and they posted a deal on Facebook. See, Jiu-Jitsu, this is why I asked you, man, because you, oh Lordy. You need to go to wholesaling.com, my brother, because you sell the deal to cash buyers. So if you sold the deal to them, you theoretically should have gone a non-refundable earnest money deposit. So if the deal even collapses, you get their money, right? Number two, you probably didn't use my assignment of contract, which kind of screwed them if they try to JV the JV. And they weren't an end buyer, which you could have clearly known if they're going to JV it or not. And they should have closed on deals cash. Right? Simple and easy. The problem is you did not follow the easy, stupid, simple things I tell you got to do to every cash buyer. And you just didn't go through the rules. And if you don't go through the rules, like, you're not going to do well. And so, yeah, Don't sell to a wholesaling company. Those are that we tell you to sell deals to cash buyers, not wholesalers. Duh, right? It's simple, guys. Come on. Come on. You can't be doing that. Let's see here. Zach says, would you look at a JV deal if the closes on 227? 9 days. I mean, probably not for Toledo. Like, I don't have like the most insane, robust. I mean, you can send it through. Here's the problem, man. And I'm just being honest with my experience JVing. All right. So sending a deal through sellmypaper.com. All right. You're most likely trying to submit that deal because you took up all the inspection period trying to sell it on your own, but the deal's probably not good enough. And so you're trying, okay, well, it's going to send it to Zach and he can find the magic buyer for me, right? It usually doesn't end up like I said. I don't send bad deals to my buyers. They're called deals. I think people really misunderstand what the definition of deal is to them. A deal is like something that's good for both parties, where I can make money, they can make money. A lot of you wholesalers are sending deals without any meat on the bone. Not a good wholesaling deal for them. For them to buy and close and make money. The honest truth here is, for most wholesaling deals that I look at, the general rule is if I had to buy this for cash by myself, would I still make money flipping it? And if the answer is no, I don't think it's a good wholesaling deal to send to someone, because they're going to buy it for cash and then they're going to try to flip it. It's like selling a bad car that you know is going to be a lemon. You know, like, you know, at the end they're going to get screwed and they're never going to buy a car from you ever again. It's the same thing like a restaurant. Like, I call it a pizza shop. What I mean by this is, yeah, you can cheap out on the ingredients, right? You can make a really bad pizza and take the guy's $15, but he's going to have a terrible pizza. And he's never going to come back to your place. Never. But guess what? If I spend a little more money, put some time into it, make a good pizza, yeah, I'm going to make less money, but they're going to keep coming back every single month, and I'm going to have more business because of that. There's a reputation that I gain in the market. Same thing in wholesaling. So I do not send bad deals. And so if you sent this out because you just couldn't get a buyer, or the buyers didn't like it, that's going to be a problem. So yeah, with that little time, that's statistically, I'm not saying that's specifically you, but for most people that send me something that's like got 7 days left on the inspection, probably because you couldn't get the thing done. And so it's probably not going to be a good wholesaling deal. Just being honest. Oh, Lordy. So have you ever done a deal where the person on the deed was a minor? Technically probate situations, but I worked with the guardians on that, and working with, I'll be honest with you, every single time I'm in a crazy situation or something like that, yes, I've done deals with this, but I'm not the one doing like like, I have a probate lawyer, I have title people, I let them do the crazy complicated process. Hey, I'm looking to buy their house. I don't deal with the minor, right? It's usually the parent. And I'm saying, well, they kind of all want to sell it. What do we do here? And I let the probate attorney, and I let the title agents and everyone on that side that are smarter than me, that passed the Florida bar or the Georgia bar, whatever, like, I let them deal with that and not me. Just being honest, right? And so it's like, that's what you have to understand. You cannot be the expert. I would recommend not post houses on Facebook. Yeah. Preach. Do not submit your deals on Facebook Marketplace. You get your deal stolen so quick. General post with zip code and asking price works well in my experience. No pics. I agree. Too risky. That's a good one too. We've experimented too, you know. We have posted like, so here's cool. Like, so let me give you guys a tip on like copyright and trademarking. If I have my own camera, or like a phone that has a camera, and I take a picture of somebody, and so let me give you an example. If somebody takes a picture of me on a public street, I don't own that picture of myself. And so, like, for example, like, I don't know, Bruno Mars, someone take a picture of Bruno Mars, and it's like unflattering, and they'll post it everywhere. And they tried suing the magazine guy for taking a picture of him, but he didn't own that picture. Even if it's him, he doesn't own himself. If that makes sense. So if I take a picture of a house, I own that photo of the house. I don't own the house, but I own the photo of the house, which means, yes, I can't get in trouble if I say I'll get in trouble saying I own the house. No, I own a picture of the house. And so you can post a picture of anything that you own the photo rights to. Dude, hey, I have a property for sale. It's not this one. It looks like this one. Or I have a property for sale in Memphis. You can put a picture on there. And we sometimes experiment to doing pictures of wholesaling deals we've closed before that are similar. So if it's a 3-2, I might take a picture of another house that's a 3-2, so people don't think it's that one, right? And if it's my own personal photo, so they can't reverse engineer it. And I'll just say 3-2, 1,300 square feet, this zip code. And it might be a completely different deal I did in another area, right? It's a 3-2 brick house, right? We've experimented that too, right? I mean, just generally posting on Facebook Marketplace, we don't like doing that at all anymore. We just like, hey, if you're looking to buy some houses for a deep discount in Stuart, Florida, go ahead and direct message me or comment your email below. That's usually always works the best. I like doing realtors too. They work well. You got property under contract, no inspection. I always have inspection properties on inspection periods. Aaron says your team better be on their A game. Zach, pulling list at St. Lucie County watching this. Go ahead, man. I mean, here's the thing. I'm doing more deal. Like I do more deals outside of my own county now. So like I'm not too scared. The county's so stinking big. Like I do more deals around the country than anything else. So go ahead. But yeah, go ahead and do it. Here's the thing, it's the scariest thing at all. And Rick wasn't the biggest fan starting out of this, but just I'm going to show people exactly what I do in St. Lucie County when I was doing in-person wholesaling, like only in my market. I started out 4 or 5 years ago, right, on this channel, and I just showed people what I was doing. This is the list I pull. This is my. It was scary because I was like, I feel like people in my market, people in my market didn't care about. They didn't watch that YouTube channel, right? Now people in my market watch it and they try to study me and all these things. But it was very scary starting out, giving free information out because I was literally like, I don't lie. Because if I gave bad information, the YouTube channel wouldn't do well. So I'm going to do the things that actually landed me that, hey, like I used to do this. Like I made 40 grand on this wholesaling deal in St. Lucie, right? Here's the list I pulled. This is what I said. And this is the type of seller I dealt with in the list I pulled. I showed the HUDs too back then before people started stealing my more deals. Oh, Lord. Don't get me started on that one. So yeah, it's, the cat's out of the bag, all the top list I use. I have wholesaling.com. Unfortunately, man, like this is the sad part. You'll be like the 15th guy this month to pull the probate list in the county. So like that's always the problem, But yeah, you definitely get some money there. And obviously send me some wholesaling deals, right? So Emmanuel's got a good question here. He says, Zach, do you still use automatic SMS sending softwares? And yes, I know about the freeway, just wondering if it's worth using softwares. So Emmanuel, I want you to understand that sending out automated SMS messages is illegal according to the Telephone Communication Protections Act of 1991. And what I mean by this is you cannot auto send messages, voicemails, or calls, or have an automatic messaging system. That's actually illegal now in the United States. So you can manually send text out. That's why when you have a SMS software, you go click, 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 click. That's you technically manually sending the text out. But clicking a button to send 5,000 texts out at once, yes, on paper that's easier, but theoretically it is illegal with the Telephone Communication Protections Act of 1991. Go read it. Can't auto text. Clearly the United States government passed that law. So I'm going to say no. That's why there's no softwares like that, because it's frankly illegal and you will probably get caught doing that. So I would say no. Cold calling, even with the dialer, you're manually calling and answering, right? And that's how people do that too, right? So I just be very careful with it. There's going to be no automatic softwares because that's frankly illegal. Oh, let's see here. Phillips. Hello.
Hi Zach, how are you?
How's it going, man? You're up late.
Oh yeah, I'm I'm typing up my probate letter. I'm gonna be sending
Okay.
tomorrow. So I was in the county next to my city on Friday when I was off work. So I got like 40 something list of probate. So I was trying to do the automating of the probate letter from the Flipproof Rig Plus, but I didn't get it. But I didn't want to waste time because I want to start going every week. So I'm just typing it out manually with the name and the address. So and then I'm gonna sign it out. I already have like
PPS 3.0 is in Flipbook Plus. You just go in there and click the button and download it.
yeah, yeah, I downloaded it already, but
Okay, you already got it.
like with the mail margin, I have to kind of learn it. But
Yeah, it's
use
a
that
lot.
use yeah. So I'm just like typing it out. So I want to like at least get. I think I have like maybe 20 done. Just trying to get it done tonight and then wake up tomorrow again to quickly go to
All
work.
right. Get grinding, man.
Just grinding, and yes. Thank you.
All right, man. We'll keep it up.
No problem. Also, actually, before you go, I actually have someone who wanted to sell a land, and I've been calling like the cash buyer in that zip code, and I've not been able to really reach anyone. I sent it to Rick, but because it's like don't send to two people, I actually was.
Oops. I think he got bumped out there. Uh-oh. If he comes back, he comes back. Oh, there we go.
Oh, sorry, I went out of from my phone. I wanted to send you like the land address. So I'm thinking should I give him an offer, but I don't know what offer to give him because the prices ranging from the for the land in that area. I'm like seeing, I saw for like 15 minutes, like 10 miles away from there, that was listed 0.2 acre for 40,000. So it's saying for 1 acre is 200, and the man is trying to sell 8 acres. So where he posted it, that I reached out to him.
Is it a FISBO
No, it's not feasible.
on market?
Oh, well, it was on Craigslist.
Okay, so kind of FISBO type thing.
Yes.
And so what are you asking?
So he's asking for 200 that I see, but we've not talked about the price. So I didn't because
That's for 200, man. How, do you have any buyers for land?
I'm trying to see if I can call cash buyers to see what they
Yeah,
will.
you're gonna have to cold call some buyers, man.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, but I've not been able to get anyone yet. So I'm not sure
What have you been doing?
if it's the cash buyers like the skip tracing that was bad. But now I'm like, when it comes to Monday, I will call agent to see what land sells for in that zip code and call the title companies for if they have any cash buyer. So that's what I'm just thinking of doing right now. But I said I will talk to the man again tomorrow evening. But I'm trying to see if I could probably like give him an offer, lock it up first, and then see. Would you advise that or just try to find a buyer first before I lock it up?
I think you need to find a buyer first, man.
Okay.
Because you don't have any buyers. That's your problem, man.
Yeah, and the zip code is not like any popular place. It's New York, but it's like up there, up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be careful, man. I would be careful. If you don't have the buyers, man,
Okay.
I'd be
So
very, very careful here.
okay, okay. Thank you. I will just make sure I see if I can pretty much at least know what it sells for in that area. And the man said they're selling. It's like an elderly man. He's like 65 years old. They say they're selling their properties. I think with his brother, he's a widower.
Just
Widower.
have a conversation, man. Like, call the guy up. Say, hey, I saw you listed it here. Can you tell
I
me a little bit?
I already spoke with him. We spoke day before yesterday, and we've been chatting back and forth. He still chatted me
Over
yesterday.
text or on the phone?
No, we spoke on the phone.
Okay. And
So
he's still stuck on that price?
what do you say?
So is he still stuck on that price?
No, he's not stuck on the price. So I didn't talk about the price at all because I really don't know what to give him yet as a like a low or anything. I just want to have idea of even what land is selling in that area. So we didn't really talk about price. I was just like, yeah, I'm interested.
Just for land, man, find the buyer, see what he'll buy that for. The
Okay.
problem is with a FISBO, this is a for sale by owner. It's not a Zillow, but it's a Craigslist for sale by owner. They're going to see it. They're not stupid.
Okay.
So they're going to see it. And so unfortunately, they're going to want to buy it for significantly lower than that, at least 70% or below that at minimum.
Okay. Okay.
So if we're talking, at least they're going to want to buy it, I would say between 120, 130, maybe at most. So you're going to lock that sucker up for lower, man. Land, you have to get big discounts on.
Okay.
I mean, unless we're talking like some crazy mineral rights in Texas, we're gonna be in a situation here.
Okay. So the land they say so even when I was checking like on PropStream and stuff, that address keep bringing 3 bedroom, 2 bath. So there's a sewer, there's electric on the land, and I have like pictures of it, but it's just plain land right now. And when I check the proximity of where it is, it's like not too far so from the airport.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to talk to buyers, man. Like I've done a lot of wholesaling land deals, but they're always because the advantage is always the buyer, not the seller of the land.
Okay. Okay.
And there's
So
nothing too interesting about this. Like I love infill lots because I can just find developers all day. Like there's already sewer already connected to it. Like we can just put a land on that thing. There's already plenty of comps in the area for newly constructed houses. They can just fill it in right there. A
okay.
piece of dirt with nothing near it or roads or infrastructure is going to be a lot tougher, man.
Oh, okay.
How many acres is it for 200K?
8.
It's not. What city?
Uh,
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I forgot. It's Craigslist.
I'll send it.
Don't tell me. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me. Yeah, we're gonna have to look. Don't tell me any more information about this. Talk to some buyers first.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, no problems, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right, awesome. So let's see here. Aaron says, "Are condominiums good to go after?" Oh, Aaron, love condos, man. Love townhouses. They all work well, man. So Aaron's probably asking me in Florida. So I will let you know, Florida condos and townhouses are amazing, guys, and I want everyone to know that. And what I mean by that is the right condos, obviously, right? And so when you're looking at like South Florida, for example, I do a lot of wholesaling deals in condos still because there's lots of comps. They all usually need work. And some HOAs are tough, right? But you got to remember that the lower the price of something, the bigger discount you're usually able to take on the piece of property here. And what I mean by this is if you have a piece of real estate and the average house is selling for 1.4, 1.5 million, and you have a condo for 500 grand, you can get a better deal on that, especially if the seller's super motivated to get rid of it. So I've gotten a lot of good wholesaling deals in there, right? Even on the Flip Dirk channel, we got a couple $70,000 deals, all from condos in South Florida. Love doing deals like that. So yeah, they're great. Yeah, you're not going to see much of that in Louisiana. It's a lot bigger in Florida, but some HOAs are nuts. Some are 55 plus. Some no corporations can own them. No rentals at all, right? They're all like little government type things. So you got to be careful with it. So just understand the type of buyer you have and what they'll want from it. Let's see. Damien says, I have an agent that I'm going to start working with, going to meet on Tuesday. So he will be making 6%, but I really need to set up the contract how I want. Yep. Control the title company, control the deal, control the contract, control the deal. Very, very important. Let's see. So Jujitsu says, Zach, last question. When you send blind offers, do you adjust value to speed up mailers? So when you send, do you adjust the value? So if you're talking about the mailing, the ROS postcard, I adjust the offer basically from a 2 to 3 scale out of 4, not a 4 or 1. I would say probably 3 is probably your best option for, depends where you are. Let me know if that's what you're talking about here. All right, let's do a couple more questions here. Anyone on JV? If you're on JV, summitpaper.com. It's right there, baby. Got my first wholesaling deal. Shout out to Donnie there. Doing a deal after watching your videos. Thanks. It does work. Awesome. Appreciate it. And then JV says, is on-market wholesaling any good right now? Or kind of leads do you recommend start in? I love on-market wholesaling. Like if you have a good deal. Okay. So I think everyone thinks that I hate on-market. I don't hate on-market. Okay. I don't hate on-market properties. If it's a deal that's on market, I'm not a fan of it though. And what I mean by that is because statistically, it's harder to get a good discount. So the house, if it's off market, on market, FISBO, it's a house. If it's worth 150, it's worth 150. And if I can lock it up for 80 and go make 60 grand, I'm happy. But when you put it on market and you list it for 200 and you try to get that thing for 80, the chance of getting it for 80 is lower. So the house, when it's on market, it's on market. It being 80 grand and a buyer wanting to buy that thing for 130 or 120 or whatever, me making my money's there. It's always there. My price is always 80. But when it's on market, you got a realtor involved, you got a seller who wants the most. The chance of me getting it for that price to make me 60 grand goes a lot lower. So what I'm telling everybody watching this is I do not hate on market properties specifically. It's just when it's on market, it's harder for me to make a good discount on the deal. And when there's a discount on the deal, then I make money. It's wholesaling real estate, guys and gals. And so right now it's hard because there's so many gatekeepers. It's better just to go off market on these deals. Just being honest. I hate the gatekeepers too. Tony says, hey, Zach, I have an appointment and I really need to get it $20,000 less than what he's asking for. Is it worth it? Tony, I'll be completely honest with you right now. It is worth it. And what I mean by this is when you go on the appointment, right, if you at least condition the seller, right, on a yes or no decision on selling the property, it's always going to be worth it. Because you can go to the appointment, talk to them, give them a lowball offer, a good cop, bad cop method offer. And then from there, you got to see what they say. I'll be honest with you. I've had so many appointments with motivated sellers where I didn't think it was going to go like crazy, the deal. And I end up, and I kid you not, expecting to lock this thing up for maybe offer them 100 and maybe go at 120 and then sell it for like 150, make my 30 grand. And I offered 60 and I got under contract for like 70 grand. And people say things over the phone, but when you go in person, sometimes they'll take it lower. If anyone in the chat has done wholesaling deals like this, you'll know it, that yes, like you need to get for 20 grand lower, just offer 20 grand lower. I'd probably offer 30 grand lower, 40 grand lower, and then meet in the middle from there. It's all what we teach at freelisting.com. All the statistics are there. But yeah, is it worth it? Always. Always, always, always worth it. Fort Pierce is your hometown. It's a great, bro. Done a lot of deals in Fort Pierce, man. Go after it. Just be careful of the hood. Properties are still 50 grand there. I'd be very careful. You know, the avenues, if you're from Fort Pierce, don't try to wholesale those houses. Juanita Avenue is not good. That type of area. Orange, I would not be like. There's actually some areas of Orange are good. I've wholesaled in the hood there. I've wholesaled in the regular areas. I can give you stories all day. I've been physically. People have threatened to physically beat me up if I was in their hood. I've had people tell me I had to check in when I went to a neighborhood that I owned. Some people understand that reference. Not like it's some scary stuff happens in some of those areas, and I'm like, man, I just own a rental here. Well, you're not checked in, and I'm like, what are you talking about? 21-year-old had to get a little lesson of how some of those areas work. And I'm like, this is not a good area to be owning some rentals and break-ins all the time. And it's a different world if you're not used to it. And I will tell everyone, don't risk your life for a $7,000 check. I'm not saying anything bad about the hood, wholesaling in the hoods in the United States of America, but I just, those aren't properties we want to be going after. Okay. And so Tony can vouch for me. I've gotten the rocks thrown out my car. Rick has gotten baseball bats slammed in the back of his car. Not me, but he has. Pit bulls running out. Like I've been through it all. Okay. When I tell people I've been through crack houses, I've been through crack houses. I've had crackheads run after me. I've had the whole gamut. All right. And so what I can tell you is, there's hoods, guys. And I would tell most people, don't be wholesaling in the hood. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying like anything bad about people that live there, but I'm just saying like statistically, just as me walking through there, people trying to hurt me there, it's not worth for your safety. If you're a nice area where people want to live, you can wholesale there and just be smart. Everyone knows if you drive a nice car, go in the hood, and you're doing bad stuff, not good. Okay. So Tony's explaining the intricacies of Fort Pierce, how the hood works there. Don't even want to talk about the spillways. I know exactly what you're talking about. All I could say is just get out of the hoods for wholesale. You do not want to be in there. Be in nicer areas, people where people actually want to buy and live are fine. Just gotta be smart. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, it's always funny. Zach, I know you're a basketball fan. I watched the dunk contest. Everybody thinks, I have my one buddy. He told me it's always funny. I'm literally playing. I like playing video games on my downtime. All the stuff, I can only work so much. I got employees doing most of the work. One of my guys, he's trying to be an entrepreneur now from college, and I'm literally playing Madden. And he calls me up. He's asked me business stuff why I'm playing Madden. He said, "Why are you playing? I thought people like you don't play video games or do that. You're out grinding." I'm like, homeboy. I work 15 hours a day for like 4 years straight. And now I have employees in this big operation. I can take an hour on like a Sunday morning to play Madden with my buddies for like an hour. Okay. And it's always funny, but yeah, no, dunk contest is pretty stupid. I liked how Steph Curry, they brought him back in for the 3-point contest. I thought it was pretty cool. But like, no, they don't have celebrities do it. I would, I think who'd actually win the NBA dunk contest this year if like there's no if you let anyone go in there and they got to do their thing. I love John Moran. I think John Moran, if he wasn't hurt, would do really well. I think LeBron would do well too. Zion, if he was good, healthy wise, I think it'd be a lot of good like dunk guys. But right now, if we actually let legit NBA players like superstars play the dunk contest, it'd be pretty dope. But it ain't gonna happen. So my money would be on John Morant, or I'd say Zion. I think Zion's he's just so powerful. I think him on dunk contest would probably be sick. Not the guy that won. All right, here. Let's see. Got chased off a property yesterday trying to reverse drive for dollars. He cursed me through a ring and told me not to put stuff on his door before he came out with his little lady, and that I won't like her too much. You got to be careful. If someone says don't put something on the door, just don't put it on the door and leave. You'll be fine, or put it on the gate. Aurelius says, I got told the seller was going to press charges for me asking for the address. That's not how it works. You're fine. Don't worry about it. And an alligator attacked me once when I was putting up in it. That's just regular Florida stuff. I mean, if you haven't been attacked by an alligator in Florida, like you're not really from Florida, you know? I mean, I've been chased by gators. I've been chased by snakes. I've been chased by raccoons, dogs, birds, actually. There's some scary ospreys out there. Yeah, no, I mean, you're not living like Florida, man. Alligator bandit sign's a new one though. I haven't gotten that. Usually fishing, but man, they got these moccasin like water snakes. Oh, those things are scary. And so, yeah, I'm telling you, I've so many snakes in the grass in Florida and alligators. Like a guru is nothing to me. I can whoop their butts so fast and easy. Chris says I pulled a code violation. Let's see here. Pulled a code violation and tax delinquent list. I skipped tracing cold called. For the ones that didn't answer, should I go ahead and send mail drops to the owner's mailing address? I would send a text, not mail, if they didn't answer the cold call. And then after that, maybe go ahead. Victoria says, I'm a beginner. Which should I start, local or virtual? If you're in a city where the population for the county is over 100,000 and the median home price is under $500,000 to 400,000, I would personally say you should probably do local. If it's not, go virtual. But at freewholesaling.com, I show you to do it for free. I have all this information there. Just saying. Free Smoke says, I'm determined to get a deal. I work full time, but if I send 10,000 texts a month and call 3 hours per day, is that good for marketing? Oh yeah. If you're doing the right lists in the right market, you should do that. Now, here's the funny part. That's the last thing you said. You didn't even mention that. What list you're doing and what market you're doing it in, and your scripts. Sorry, so there's three things, right? So what market are you texting? What lists are you texting? And what's your script? I don't know. Right? So if you're using the right cold calling scripts and you got the right skip tracing, yeah. There's lots of factors in here that you got to understand, and that'll help you out a lot here. But yeah, that you got to know the stuff. Let's see here. Gil says, I saw the course and took out lists. Cold call should start. Afraid because English is not my first language and I have an accent. Gil, don't worry about your accent. It's not gonna. It's a mental roadblock in your mind. You're fine. Trust me. Okay. Don't worry. I know some of the richest wholesalers that have accents. Nobody cares. It's literally how you say words out of your mouth. It's fine. You got to remember, accents show that you probably know another language. So you're good. Like, it's also it's a point of discussion too. It's not like a scary bad thing. Okay? And then you can also say like, hey, my partner, she was born in Utah. Like, you can talk to him if you don't like my accent. Like, we're in the United States. Like, we're a country of immigrants. Like, so like, you not being happy with immigrants, like, are you Native American? That's always I love that, because it's like, unless you're Native American, your ancestors came here from another place if you're in the United States of America, right? And so it's like it's crazy to me that United States citizens will make fun of someone for having an accent or being from like another place or looking different. But it's like, unless you were literally Native American, someone in your like family came to the United States, right? And so it's like, you shouldn't, like, come on, like, we're all citizens of the world. It's always weird to me. Even as a kid, I was like, what? Why are you mad that people are here? You know, like, They have an accent. Yeah, they're from another place. They speak in multiple languages. That's cool. I just think it's funny. No one cares. Like at the end of the day, don't worry. Jim says, I have 1,000 leads to cold call, send marketing channel. I want to track how many times I've tried to make contact before I drop them off the list. CRM's good. Using a dialer is probably going to help you out a lot. And then just getting the leads from there and then knowing which ones you sent out. Damien says, everyone making millions on wholesale real estate and selling courses and all this. And man, we are happy to have you on the team. Trust me. Appreciate it, man. If you want to learn wholesaling real estate, go to freewholesaling.com and we'll help you out. Get rich wholesaling houses. Guys, if you got any value from this, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. Make sure you go to freewholesaling.com. I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.